So, welcome back to I Know History or Do I? The channel where we dive deep into the past to uncover truths, myths, and mind blowing mysteries. Today, we're tackling a dark chapter, probably one of our darkest chapters, the Salem witch trials. You think you know it. Hysterical girls, innocent people hanged, a town in pure paranoia. But do you really? Was it mass hysteria, a deadly fungus, or something even more sinister? So stick around as we break it down with facts from reputable sources, and by the end, you might question everything. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and ring the bell. We drop history bombs weekly, so let's go ahead and just dive in. So let's set the scene. It's 1692, Salem Village, which is now known as part of Danvers, Massachusetts. Not a sleepy hamlet, but a powder keg. Puritans settled here in the 1630s, fleeing persecution, building a Bible based society. Women, more prone to sin thanks to Eve. The devil is very real in their minds. Witchcraft beliefs went back centuries. Witches made pacts with Satan to harm others. And why Salem? Well, let's just say the village was split. Farmers versus merchants, feuding families like the Putnams and the Porters over land and church power. Now, if you add external threats like a brutal war with France and Native Americans from 1689 and smallpox and refugees flooding in, people were scared, poor, and severely suspicious. And if you add the political chaos too, didn't help. Massachusetts lost its charter in 1684, causing instability until Governor William Phips arrived in 1692. So Reverend Samuel Parris, minister since 1689, fanned the flames. Fire and brimstone sermons demanding, public penance. His household, daughter Betty, niece Abigail Williams, and an enslaved woman, Tituba. So those are the people that were in his house. And she was from the Caribbean. Fear, religion, rivalry, if I can speak today, which all made a perfect storm. Now, the spark hit in January 1692. 9-year-old Betty Parris and 11-year-old Abigail Williams had bizarre fits, screaming, throwing things, contorting like they were possessed. Local doctor William Griggs couldn't explain it medically. His diagnosis? It's a new one: witchcraft. Soon, other girls joined. Ann Putnam Jr., 12, Mercy Lewis, 17, Mary Warren, Elizabeth Hubbard, and more. These afflicted girls claimed invisible forces pinched and bit them. Magistrates Jonathan Corwin and John Hawthorne, yes, ancestor of Nathaniel Hawthorne, questioned them. Now the girls pointed fingers. First accused Tituba, Sarah Good, a homeless beggar, and Sarah Osborne, an elderly woman who skipped church a little bit here and there, which I guess was severely frowned upon at that time. Now, they were arrested February 29th, 1692. Now, their methods of interrogation varied, but Tituba confessed under pressure, spinning tales of black dogs and red cats and signing the devil's book. She named Good and Osborne as witches, saying more were in Salem. That confession, it really lit the fire. If one witch admitted it, there must be a coven. So accusations snowballed, and in March, Martha Corey, a pious churchgoer, skeptical of the girls accused. Then Rebecca Nurse, respected, elderly, even 4-year-old Dorothy Good, Sarah's daughter, interrogated and jailed. I'm not sure what they were going to get out of a 4-year-old, but, And there were men, too. John Proctor, tavern owner, who called the girls frauds. Giles Corey, Martha's husband. George Burrow, former minister. And the legal system? It was a complete mess. Witchcraft cases usually went to Boston. but jails overflowed, and Governor Phips set up a court of oyer and terminer in May of 1692. Now, this was led by Chief Justice William Stoughton, with judges like Samuel Sewell, and they allowed spectral evidence, testimony that the accused spirits tormented the girls even if their body was elsewhere. Yeah, they were doing that. So critics like Cotton Mather warned it was unreliable, but the court ran with it. Trials began in June. Bridget Bishop, tavern keeper with a colorful past, was first convicted, and she was hanged on June 10th on Gallows Hill. She denied it. She said, "I am no witch, I am innocent." Now, with that, it goes into the summer of 1692, hysteria peaked. July 19th, 5 hanged Sarah Good, who cursed her accusers. Rebecca Nurse, excommunicated despite petitions. Susanna Martin, Elizabeth Howell, Sarah Wilds. Then on August 19th, 5 more. George Burroughs, who recited the Lord's Prayer perfectly, supposedly impossible for witches. Martha Carrier, George Jacobs Sr., John Proctor, and John Willard. Proctor's pregnant wife Elizabeth, she was spared, for the moment. Burroughs' execution was dramatic. He prayed flawlessly, but Cotton Mather urged the crowd on, saying that the devil could mimic innocence. So it didn't seem like no matter what you did, what test they put you through, even if you passed the test, the devil did it. So on September 22nd, 8 more hanged. Martha Corey, Mary Eastie, Rebecca's sister Alice Parker, and Mary Parker. And Predator, Wilmot Red, and Margaret Scott, and Samuel Wardwell. Total of 19 hanged. But one man defied them, Giles Corey, 81. He refused to plead guilty, or not. He just was like, "I'm not pleading anything." They pressed him with stones for days. And his last words recorded, "More weight." If that wasn't bring it in 1600 language, I don't know what is. So he died September 19th, protecting his estate. So over 200 accused, 150 imprisoned, including children. 5 died in jail, like Sarah Osborne, from harsh conditions. Jails overflowed, chains everywhere, chaos. So why so many? Feuds. The Putnams accused rivals. Economic jealousy targeted outspoken women like Bishop. The girls, maybe games or attention-seeking, spiraling with adult encouragement. October 1692, the tide turned. Increase Mather, Cotton's father and Harvard president, published Cases of Conscience, arguing spectral evidence was flawed. The devil could impersonate innocence. Governor Phips' wife was accused, pushing him to act. He dissolved the court on October 29th and banned spectral evidence. January 1693, though, a new Superior Court convicted only 3 of the 56. All pardoned, and by May, Phips released everyone, no more executions. So let's get to the aftermath. It was bitter. 1697, Colony held a fast day admitting errors. Judge Sewell apologized publicly, and Putnam Jr. recanted in 1706, blaming Satan. And 1711, Massachusetts reversed the convictions for 22 people. Paid £600 in restitution, peanuts for ruined lives, and the last witch, Elizabeth Johnson Jr., cleared in 2022. Memorials now stand in Danvers and Salem honoring victims. And what caused it? There's theories abound. Everyone has the stories, the Hollywood version of what happened, which we all know is not true. But what caused it, seriously, what caused it, only who knows, mass hysteria from stress, possible ergot poisoning, which is a fungus on rye causing hallucinations. Now, it's intriguing but unlikely for all cases because it affects whole families, not just girls. Social scientists say misogyny. 78% of the accused were women, often independent or quarrelsome. And then there's economic motives. Accusers gained land or just cold weather, boredom, teen rebellion. These are all other options. Historians Paul Boyer and Stephen Nissenbaum see village factions at war. Mary Beth Norton links it to frontier traumas from Indian wars. But whatever the mix, it shows how fear and bad evidence destroy lives. So, what did these events, inspire? So, Salem inspired Arthur Miller's The Crucible, a McCarthyism allegory in endless pop culture. But remember the real victims, ordinary people caught in extraordinary madness. Do you know history? Or do you? Was Salem witchcraft real or pure panic? Drop your theories in the comments and like and share if this chilled you. And check our sources in the description for deep dives. And thanks for watching I Know History, or Do I? See you next time for more historical enigmas, and always stay curious. Bye, everyone.